All right, are you ready to take some massive action? Let's go. Hey there, Enterprisers, what's good? It's Jason Ligo here again, and in this video I want to talk to you about how you can make massive action taking a reality. That's right, how you can make massive action taking and turn it into reality, right? That's what it's all about. Now, it seems that if you're in business for any amount of time, or perhaps if maybe you've been through some kind of leadership training, mindset training, you're always gonna hear this thing of massive action taking, right? Or take massive action. But the reality is, it's not a reality until you make it one, right? There's so many people who are like, okay, I wanna take massive action because I know that that leads to success, but they don't exactly know how to do it, how to go about it. More importantly, once they start thinking about everything that they wanna get done, especially if there's a timeline or a deadline, then it can seem that taking massive action as we know it can actually be a very, very daunting task. And a lot of people are overwhelmed, so much so that they never get started. So with that in mind, I want to give you 3 governing principles that will help you take massive action, right? It will help you turn this whole thing of massive action taking and turn it into reality. Let's go ahead and get started. Number 1, realize that perfect conditions never come. That's right, perfect conditions never come. So don't wait on things to be perfect. And it always seems like this is the case, especially for a lot of newbies. I don't care if it's a new journey that you're embarking on in business or self-development or any new project, right? A lot of people fall into the trap of procrastination because they're waiting for things to be just right. They're waiting for perfect conditions. They're waiting for the timing to be right. They're waiting for a situation to be right. They're waiting for something to come in on something on another end somewhere, or they're hedging on something else or someone else. And I'm telling you, that's just not the case. Don't worry about perfect timing. There is no perfect timing. There's only the present time. So use that time to go ahead and begin taking action. Just realize that there's not going to be perfect conditions. Now, that's not to say that things could be better, but if you're waiting on that, right, especially in terms of the unknown, you can be sit there waiting forever. So my advice to all my students, and really for anyone who sits underneath my voice, is just remember that done is the new perfect, right? Don't worry about things to be perfect, just get something done. Now, of course, later on, if whatever situation you're hoping comes through does in fact alleviate some of what you're going through right now, then of course, go ahead and redo it. But at least you will not have wasted the time, and that's valuable time, especially in terms of paychecks. Number 2, don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. It kind of seems pretty plain and simple, right? And yet this is the very thing that often cripples people from getting started. Most people I know who struggle to get started really fall victim to this very thing. They overthink it. In my case, what I do is I teach a lot of people how to do internet marketing, and as a consultant, I show people how to build businesses, especially using the digital platforms that are available to us. And oftentimes what they'll do is they'll compare the tasks that I give them to get started, the things that they know that they have to do to go ahead and get started or hit the next step in their business, they'll compare it to what they see experts doing, all right? And what that does is that overwhelms them in such a way where they won't even get started because it seems like, okay, I could never do it to that level. And the reality is you don't have to do it to that level. Just do what you're supposed to do. So here's a perfect example. Oftentimes, one of the things that we'll do with our clients is we'll tell them that you have to go live, master the art of creating content, especially with regards to live video, going live on a certain platform like Facebook or Instagram or YouTube. And when you go live, it's a great way for you to attract a new audience and build a relationship with that audience, okay? But then you'll get someone who is new and they'll see some of the things that I'm doing or someone else is doing in the background, and they'll start factoring in all of that technical, complicated stuff into what they're supposed to do. They'll mix the two together, and now their load or their duty of doing this simple thing now has become this big monumental thing, right? Because now instead of thinking about going live in terms of attracting an audience, delivering content, and building trust and knowledge with that audience, now all of a sudden they start talking the way that I'm talking in terms of things like analytics and time of day, and follow-up and all these crazy things that they don't need to worry about at that particular time. So just keep it simple and do not overthink the process, okay? Right now, if your next step in your business is to get up a landing page on the internet, then go ahead and get a landing page up there, right? Don't worry so much about color scheme and don't worry so much about branding and logos and all this stuff. That can come later. At the present time, get something up and get it done, okay? Don't overthink the process, all right? If your approach right now is social media and you know that you just want to make sure that you're delivering heavy content, good content by posting social media posts throughout your social media platforms, then just do that. Again, don't worry about things like time of of day. Don't worry about things like peak optimal times and optimization of SEO and all this other stuff. Just do what you're supposed to do and post the content. Don't overthink the process. Number 3, and finally, ride the momentum wave. That's right, ride the momentum wave. The thing about taking massive action, okay, as opposed to just taking regular action or simplistic action, when you take massive action, inadvertently, what that will do, almost evidently every single time, is do exactly that. It will create momentum. And when things start rolling for you and things start conspiring for you on your behalf because of this ripple that you're now turning into a wave, make sure that you ride it, okay? Here's what I mean. Once you start going live, next thing you know, you're gonna start having comments and you're gonna start having engagement, okay? Do not neglect that. Start riding that wave. Comment back, engage back, and encourage people to share that same content. And now what happens is your efforts are multiplied almost magically because the other people are doing your work for you. They're taking part in the engagement. They're sharing. You see what I'm saying here? This is very, very powerful. As opposed to you having to dig up some marketing dollars or find a big budget in order for you to go ahead and increase your reach and your width. That doesn't have to happen when you're doing the things that you're supposed to do. If you take massive action and you're posting every day and you're sharing every day and you're continuing to do the things that you're supposed to do with regards to content marketing and sharing and knowledge and things like this and engaging with those who engage with you, I promise you, you're going to see a bubble continue to widen and it's going to burst. And when it bursts, it's going to be a great thing for you and for everyone that you're trying to serve in your particular field. There you have it, my friends. Those are 3 simple ways for you to go ahead and think about this thing in terms of taking massive action. And I hope that they were helpful. I want to go ahead and see everyone start taking massive action immediately. Don't overthink the process. Okay. Don't wait for the perfect time. And just make sure that you go ahead and ride the momentum wave. These are the keys to taking massive action. And I hope that this was helpful. I hope that you continue to do these things and let massive action taking be the absolute catalyst for your success in your business. Now, make sure you give me a like and a comment and a share, but most importantly, subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way you don't miss out on any more hot new content that I got coming down the pipe just for you. Also, if you haven't had a chance yet, make sure you click the first link in the description box. That's my gift to you. It's my free ebook, my digital freedom shortcut. Shows exactly what I did to leave the corporate lifestyle to doing what I'm doing now, and I couldn't be more excited to share it with you for free. That's it, my friends. I'll see you next time. Take care.